I start first. Hello and welcome to Teh Tarik Hour. As always, it's me, Azreen and
Ah Kit.
and we are back again for another episode of recording lah.
Yes, after eating is more energy lah.
It's the opposite for us. Isn't it more opposite for us? After eat, it's more like we want to sleep already.
Different Today is the weather is nice.
It's nice for
Raining.
staying at home, right? And just relax and do nothing, right?
Relax.
Honestly, during Ramadan time, I always feel like even after you eat, I always feel like I want to just die already. It's so tiring, man. For fasting month, and for us when we record at night, also I feel like it's a different vibe, different feel, right?
Yes.
You want it to make it more chill, more relaxed, all these things.
The weather is making me so chill already.
But you not prefer this weather, man, over hot weather?
Of course.
Of course, but it's not good for when you need to do work, lah.
But it's okay. But with different mood, we talk in different thing, no? So
That's why today is a bit different, episode, right?
yeah.
Today we want to make it more chill, more relaxed kind of thing.
This reason we find out is some youngster.
Some stories of youngsters doing stupid
Yes.
things.
Not say stupid lah. Everyone also be stupid before, right?
I mean, it is. Let's call a spade lah. To do what they did is a stupid thing to do lah, because you're gonna get caught, one. But let's set the story first. What is the story? What happened? What are we talking about? This news thing.
I think it's one of the guys. He find out a couple. It's not couple. A girlfriend and boyfriend in the car. Have a sex in the car. Then they use a handphone to snap the picture and shoot the picture. And then there's two couples get into the bar line.
Go by police. Police catch them.
Yes.
So basically, what happened is like a couple,
Mm-mm.
a fairly young couple.
Yeah, young couple.
To me, it's very young couple. They were caught having sex in public in the car lah.
Mm-mm.
And apparently, I don't know who recorded it. It's like some unknown person lah.
Unknown person
And they just went up to the car and record and then post it on social media.
Mm-mm.
And then the video become viral, and then the police found them and put them to jail lah, basically.
Yes.
Which is crazy to think, man. Because like, okay, here's what I think is very, very weird for me to think. Because right, as I figure out, the guy is 22,
Mm-mm.
the girl is 17,
Mm-mm.
underage, like crazy. Like for me lah, 20 something dating 17, I think is a weird thing lah for me. I think it's a bit like pedophile thing. It's a problematic age gap lah.
But this is a 3-5 years.
Okay, here's the thing. People say like, okay, if your age gap is 3 or 5 years, it's okay one, right?
Mm-mm.
I don't think like that. I think it's like if you are in your teens, regardless of the gap, it's a bit suspicious behavior lah.
Yeah, but this is the my concern issue actually is not there, because the concern issue is how come I know lah they have in the sex in the public is not right, but for their age 22, 17 years old, this is not a very serious criminals, and because it's the public have make videos or some things, make it make it in the YouTube or whatever places lah.
Actually, I want to talk about that actually. So actually, the age gap thing is one thing lah, but it's not really the main focus. What I want to talk about is the reaction to the story and what happened. So first thing first, these two couple, they kena jail. They kena go to police station. They've been handcuffed, and then they actually show the picture of the young couple lah. I think all that is terrible reaction lah. They should not have done that. They're young kids, and you shouldn't be showing their face towards the public like that lah. And then the punishment they get for it, I think, is way too much for what it's happened lah. It's a stupid thing. You did some indecent act lah, but paling you would just give, at most you would just give a fine lah. Don't need to go until police, all these thing lah. The second thing, how come I don't hear anything about the person who recorded it? Why is the person recorded it never kena any punishment? Never got any punishment? Have you heard any story of the person who recorded going to police station or not? I don't know lah, because all the story now I see is focused on the couple. But the person recording is also considered a crime, no meh? Because you're recording private people doing private things, right? No meh? It's considered peeping, isn't it? Honestly, if you show underskirt, it's considered peeping, right?
Yeah. Peeping also
that is a crime also, right? So
I think it's maybe this guy also is a pervert. It's a night time, then you try to see.
Exactly. So this guy also has, the person recording has bad intentions. Why is no one talking about the person who recorded it? The person recorded also needs to be punished also equally, one. But where the story there? There you see the imbalance of like the punishment there.
And I think now it's a different. I mean, it's a digital era. Compared with our last time, our school time, I think we also make a lot of not say criminals lah, this kind of stupid things lah.
I mean, yeah, nowadays
not so serious, but not say we leave it as it's a life mark. I mean, in your life, but for now, for these young people, yeah, it becomes very serious and leave the stain in the life forever.
To be honest, we can't just say young people lah. It's just people today lah. Because whether you're young or old because of today's digital age, there are eyes everywhere. People will see anything and they will record anything and upload. And when you upload on internet, it's there for everyone, right?
But I can say it's because they are in 20-somethings, this kind of age.
It hurts them more lah, because
this age, then maybe it's a do one times or a second time, this is a wrong thing. But this one, it become their forevers are like, oh.
But then, okay, that's the counterpoint I would say to that. Like, I feel like younger generation, and as society progresses and they become the older generation, these kind of like behavior might not be as a bad thing to them. Like for them, like it's same like saying all our politicians are corrupt and all our politicians take bribe. We just accept as a normal lah. If you're young today and you do some stupid things and it goes online, you will have that record. People just accept it as it is lah. That could be the society changing like that one. Like you getting caught for having sex public and then have your sex video online. It's like a normal thing already. It should not be lah.
That's why the what hub? P hub. The P hub is so
become
many
normal. Become normal. Become more acceptable.
More video than YouTube.
So the most important thing is everyone is very horny.
No, I think now not many people are care about the. Even the video they have a record also, they are also not care about.
I mean, I don't think it's fair to say everyone lah, because some people also prefer privacy one, no? Like they don't want to have their life being put out like that one.
Some people maybe some people if they want to famous also easy to become famous.
But the idea is like nowadays people like to be voyeur, like to record people all this thing and then expose.
Everyone also is you have reporter ma. A lot of reporter on the outside,
Is it?
And CCTV.
The reporter has like journalistic integrity, Like you need to understand like, okay, what is good to report, what is considered moral to report or not.
But now you can see even there's some pictures. In one picture, the reporter, I don't know whether the reporter issues or the moral issues are nowadays. I can show one picture and then I can tell a story. But in the end, it's not the story there. Even the some of the
taking point the sex case, the sex of the couple because we only focus on the couple itself and not focus on the person recording. So a certain story also never tell. So it's like bias, one-sided also. There's biases, but then again, like all reporting has biases. But back to like the couple itself, like in your opinion, is like the story that comes out of it, is it like a normal thing nowadays? Or is it acceptable? Is the moral there? Is this like justifiable what happens all to them?
You mean for the couple?
For the couple. Like is the punishment worth what they get or?
I actually I feel so pity on them, because this thing, I know it's not a criminal. Actually, it's not a criminal. It's a moral issue. Yeah, it's a moral issue. Then will become a very hot topic in the town, and then make.
I think like for us, like well, I'm not just say us. I think for a lot of the world is like morality issue is a more hangat than more successful story to sell.
Yeah, I think it is a public can be forgive this. Means this young couple. This is I'm saying lah. I think they are nothing wrong. Maybe they have a moral. Maybe the moral have got some issues lah. Maybe they can go for do some some work, the social works lah. Then can recover that. Not necessary to put them to the jail ma.
I mean,
okay, what I thought
I don't know. Like the line there is very weird to say lah, because you say, oh, they do this and they need to go and go to rehab and then lose this bad behavior or something. It's like, what is considered bad behavior for that? Like indecent exposure, is it for them? But then again, it's not like that.
Indecent exposure.
But then they're not really exposing, right? Based on what I can see on the picture. But even then, I feel weird to see the picture. It's like they are clothed. They wear clothing, so they're not like fully naked or anything like that. As I can tell.
Maybe sometimes you feel like very horny with your.
I mean, who doesn't But it's not like they go around like in front of other children and then perform sex, It's like what is the line there to give the proper punishment to them?
Even they're in a car. Actually, car is a private property,
Yeah, exactly. So it's still considered
private property, Then whatever we are doing in the car is my
choice. And of course, I assume they purposely find a secluded place to not have other people see I would assume. So in that sense, I would say that they at least have basic morality to say that they're not gonna show off their sexual acts in front of other people. It's just that they got bad luck. Someone suddenly see and then record this thing. For me, it's like the more punishment should go towards the person who recorded it. This is
reporter.
The reporter itself, because as I can see, like the punishment for reporting this kind of thing is not equal. Who's the people who conducted the act?
Like someone is like they are like to shoot the people under the skirt.
That's good. This kind of thing, exactly. That kind of
some
issue
kind
is
of pervert. It's a pervert.
Of course,
it's not the pervert. How come they can?
So the thing is, right? You see, like who is the worst pervert there between the couple who had sex and the person recorded?
I think more
the person record, right? Yes. Like I feel more scared now, because got people like this who like to record your private life like that. You imagine for me as a man, I am worried. You imagine how worse it is for women. Like for women to just live in this world and have to understand that there are men who will just record you like that. If you have a daughter, man, like I don't know, or you have a sister, or your mother, like how are you not worried all the time, man? When you have like all these guys like to record all these things, the perverts like this. I
don't know.
But I don't know what happened in terms of like follow up to the case. As I can tell, they went to the police and I saw them in the baju, the jumpsuit, orange jumpsuit, and with
the
cuffs, which is crazy, man. All they did was just had sex, Like you imagine you go to jail for having sex, man. Like how is crazy is that? Like, and again, I still don't know why the person who recorded macam no punishment whatsoever. Is young people now crazy?
Is our law?
Is it law or is it our morality?
Is our regulation that got problem? Because I don't think because usually is the criminals they wear the orange shirts Is a criminal They are not a criminal.
Trump might wear orange shirt.
They want to go for the. I mean, if let's say for Islam, maybe they want to go for try to to do the brainwash job.
Brainwash.
Tutorial. The one of the sections and
to but is that they are not Muslim couple, right? I think the
Yeah,
Chinese.
even if not Muslim, maybe it's go for the church or something.
Yeah, but like the couple that got caught is a Chinese couple, is it?
A Chinese couple.
Even then, like, again, it's not really. I don't know, man. The punishment seems like way too much for them.
It's not so unfair.
And as you say, like this happened to them, and it will be a permanent record for them. Like they got caught for doing this, and they might be labeled as like sexual predators because they.
Maybe next time they are go for job
Exactly.
interview.
When you apply,
how they have to go to the.
you have to declare you have criminal charges against you, or if you're like
Then what's your criminal the interview?
they would put, honestly, like this kind of thing, like you could get the term of sex offender because you perform like this kind of thing. But the person who recorded, no one say anything. For me, I would rather like the person who recorded get the permanent label pervert man or something like that. That's why it's very dangerous to do this kind of acts in the wild already. The only safe space is your own room there.
For you will do it or not?
I never done public never because I'm very conscious, man. Like I'm afraid to see myself naked already, you know. What if someone else see me naked? Wow, I cannot
But seriously for
can you even get excited, man, when you're out in public like that? For me, if I was out there with a girl in the public, I'd be too scared already. I cannot get excited anymore, man. I'll be worried like anyone there. You hear something, someone there or something like that.
No, because
you don't feel like that. I feel like that.
You exciting it because you go for some places is like you play the war game or like some.
I mean, maybe for some people it's like it excites them because it's a
exciting
unexpected area or like the danger of it lah. And for people who like that, it's okay it's their kink I won't judge it lah. But for me personally, if for me it's outside like that I'd be more worried about like people finding out I cannot get excited That's for me lah. Like even if I go something like clubbing like that or you try to have sex in like the bathroom or something like that, I don't know how people can do that, man. Bathroom so dirty how you want to do like that? And also so uncomfortable, man. Like why you want to do like that? For me lah. So the moral of the story is don't be a pervert Don't record other people like this, can or not?
Okay.
I mean that's I don't know, man. Like sex and morality in Malaysia, it's a tricky business lah, you know. And to label this couple as criminals like that is considered, I think it's too much lah.
I only feel so sad about this couple.
You are.
Yeah, because they are too young already. Seriously, everyone is. I mean,
yes. When we were younger, we probably did some stupid things also lah. But the difference is that back then it wasn't easily recordable lah.
Now because everyone is got the smartphone, got camera. Then every time you go outside, it's like you got someone to spy up you. You know.
It's terrible to say that now whenever you go outside, just assume people are watching you all the time. It's a scary thing to say lah, not me? Don't know lah. For me, it's like if I last time when we were young, I never felt like people always looking at me like that. Nowadays, I think younger people they will always feel there's an eye watching them, like Big Brother always watching them.
Even you go, what you call that? Even what you're doing is like someone to like spy you. Even you do something wrong, then when you show up the camera and shoot you, and then this evidence you are doing something wrong. Not like last time.
I mean, last time is like you can at least during our period transition to online we can have that period between online and offline. When you're offline lah. You can disappear from the internet lah. Nowadays you are online all the time. It's impossible to disappear already. Unless you go mountain there lah, become a monk there. Young people, I don't know what to say about them. But not talking about young people, let's switch to an older person. Something I always like to talk about. Najib. I don't know you read or not, but yesterday, UMNO apply for royal pardon for Najib already, you know.
Oh.
So and he's only been in jail for how long? Like couple months only, right? Already they want to give him full pardon already. So good UMNO. Hey, maybe we should join UMNO. You get so good benefits. You go prison, and then you can go royal pardon already.
Even Najib, he stay in the jail. I think he got the luxury life also. Maybe they have the PlayStations, the O-rings is already prepared for him.
Fountain of O-ring there. Well, it's kind of crazy to think like if you imagine if he actually get a royal pardon, like he basically get away free. What does that send the message to the world about Malaysia? You still believe in your reformist UNWA or not? I mean, if that happens, how do you feel about current government if that happens? If Najib managed to get a full pardon based on the fact that UMNO asked the royal family to consider giving Najib full pardon. So depressing, is it?
No. Okay lah. If let's say I'm still in the same words lah. I know everyone's already know Malaysia is corruptions and bribe. Not just Najib lah. I can say not just Najib lah. I think the old man 90 something, the old man. Yes.
Hey, he say prove to me if you can show to me I take advantage and make rich for my kids like that.
I think this is our Malaysia's the politicians have done a lot of this wrong thing. I'm not saying Najib. Yes, Najib he did some things, but got someone. Yes, he did a very wrong thing. He go to the change the regulations or whatever the law. They make the entire Malaysia go to the wrong direction. These people who want to put him to jail. Actually, Najib, maybe the Najib is Najib is just a budak, just a kid.
Small.
The big one, the big evils. We haven't got them.
I think you feel like you're underestimating Najib's strength also. You know, like he managed to do one MDB. The only thing is he's not smart enough to hide it properly. That's the thing. Again, he took billions, man. Like billions, okay? That's not a small thing. If you tell me he take only like 100 million, then consider small fish. I consider him still a big fish. He knew what he was doing. The only problem is he just got too greedy.
If let's say my positions in Najib, if let's say I'm Najib, this country is possible to make so much money. And then the regulation is so many. I mean, there's
so many ways to
many ways to run
to do your business there.
Yes. So why not? I'm not do that. Serious,
I think it's after some point because of the 98-year-old man give the idea that whoever is on top, they are above the law already. Remember, at some point, people consider like if you become a prime minister, it's like you're chosen by God already, like that. It's like you have God powers already, man. So that means like whatever you do, you can do it without any repercussions. And at some point, I also think like that because when you have a party that's ruling for over 50 years, you would think you're untouchable, right? No, man? Like you will be invincible.
I think if someone is spoil the regulations, the law. If for some, I still believe law and regulation is fair for everyone's. I mean, fair for our
fair for our working people. God lah. I mean, actually, not really fair. I can't say it's really fair in that sense because like look, Najib got special treatment. You think if I did that, you think I would get special treatment, meh? the problem is like, I don't know, Malaysia is
someone is different, man. His family also different. You know, his father is who?
hey, his children all also managed to get key positions already, you know. Hey, Najib. So you cannot say Najib is a small fish.
Najib is not small fish, but
he's a ikan paus. He's a whale already, you know.
It's a whale, but it's not the big whale. It's more the
okay. It's not the biggest whale.
The biggest whale.
The biggest whale is the 98.
You know, the 98 years old, the man, he not claim to say he are the richest man in Malaysia.
He will say, "Oh, look at Forbes now. It's Robert."
Still the Robert Koch take the advantage, but
who gave Robert Koch all that money? Who?
I think he is the one who are the richest man. It's not Malaysia. Maybe the world ranking.
In the world ranking, maybe not lah.
Top,
but in Malaysia, definitely that 98-year-old is quite rich than what he say lah for me.
His family, you see, his son, daughter, even Petron, Proton.
Don't. I think like the only reason like I always say like this the only reason that 98-year-old come out of retirement is because Najib end up taking too much of his rice bowl like because he was coming in giving selling a lot of the things that the 98-year-old built to China in order to get money like that. So I think he got pissed off and he was like, okay, I need to take down Najib. That's why Najib fall down and it would have worked lah. And Mahathir would have worked to continue to become a hero lah. But that Sohai did the Sheraton move thing. It's like that lah. Or it's the cause of Sheraton move.
The 98 years old guy still want to use the race as a weapon.
Today he still do this thing, man.
Do the same thing.
Like, I guess it works for him. Last time he thought it will keep working. But then again, like after GE50, I don't see him becoming that powerful anymore.
You see, got someone is still support him. You can see the public. They mention, this old man, still the very old kind of mindset.
Well, it's like that. Then you say like the people's opinion and the people's voice doesn't matter when it comes to politics in Malaysia, because at the end of the day, it's all about who you know in the politics and who can support you there, not the voting people there. Terrible. Maybe we should go politics.
But for Najib, back to Najib lah. But Najib, I also think it should put him to the jail because he have did something wrong. Yeah, but I think it's a special case lah. You see, the old man also not go in the jail. Why I want to go in jail, right?
Honestly, if Najib goes to jail, all of the people should go to jail.
Yes.
That's my thing.
He's the fame. Yeah, for Najib said, wow, how come I go to jail?
Then the 98-year-old never
the
go.
Old man not go jail.
Or LGE never go to jail. Or Muhyiddin never go to jail.
Yeah. All people
of you should go to jail.
Yeah. We can
the fact is like that one. It's like because all this thing happened under your administration.
PlayStation also not enough player, you know. If I say go
True also.
I can have a football team inside.
Wow, I think it's
more than football team.
It's already a league already. We got our Super League, Super League of corruption.
The prison man. Prison man.
Premier League already. I don't know. I think it's like I don't know the outcome. For me, it's like if Najib gets released on a pardon when he hasn't even served like a year, it just shows that UMNO and the corrupt people is forever there.
He's sick, man. He got some sickness.
I know, you see him come out on the he looks so happy, so healthy. Don't bullshit me lah, this thing. You see how much he tweeting and posting on Facebook. Got time to attack Mahathir one. Chilaka. This all is a masquerade, just a showcase only lah. It's a drama only.
Serious lah. our law and regulations, our law, Malaysian law, really is spoiled up already. Compared with last time, our under British.
Okay, even then it's not really nice also lah, because British also oppress us and then steal our resources and all this thing. Because how we are living, the conditions that we're living under is still a remnant of imperialism, because we still follow a lot of the things that they said. We haven't really established our own unique autonomy lah. We want to say we are a very independent country, but at the end of the day, we still have things that we still follow from last time colonial people there lah.
But sometimes you don't have you don't have this ability to do that. Then become like that, more pride.
So at the end of the day, it's all about corruption lah.
Corruption. In the Southeast Asia, actually Southeast Asia, in Southeast Asia country, a lot of the corruptions and pride.
I mean, I used to think,
see Indonesia.
Look, I used to think also like Indonesia. I used to think when I was younger, Indonesia is the worst when it comes to bribery. Not even can compare to Malaysia. When I was younger, and shows you how stupid I am. I thought Malaysia was a very clean country. The government all very good. Like they jail Anwar because he's a terrible person, immoral. I used to think like that, man. I was super conservative back then. But as soon as I leave Malaysia and I see the corruption in Indonesia, for some period of time I still have proud lah. Malaysia is so good. But after a few years and I learn more, I see that Malaysia also equally corrupt also. Honestly, we are all the same one lah. Especially that 98-year-old and his racist ideologies, man. Like, a bit sad lah to see, like the Twin Tower, that the pride of Malaysia, it comes on the basis of discrimination and undermining workers, and then a lot of bribery and corruption. And all these things, it's kind of like sad reminder lah that our country is not as good as we thought it was when we were younger. No man, like weren't you very proud, man, of KLCC when you were younger? We have the tallest twin towers in the world, man. Last time, I would show off this thing all the time.
Now it's TRX, man. We still got TRX.
Yeah, that pisses me off, man.
Seriously, the KLCC is very,
it's
until today
architecture,
the architecture and then the design.
It's a marvel lah. It's an architecture marvel. My issue is that the foundation of why it was built is always never gonna be a good reason lah.
The reason the iconic building in Malaysia.
It's just to satisfy your Mahathir punya ego. That's all. It's just so he can say these things. What is the social benefit of the Twin Tower? Like, how does it help the people? Like, on a material level. Like, did it give people more housing? Did it give people better wages? Did it give people more affordable cost of living? No, it's just for your ego, for your 98-year-old there to say, I created the Twin Tower. This was my project, okay? Maybe at the most it's just tourism, no?
Tourism.
But then that one all fall down when pandemic happened.
But okay lah, my thinking for, if let's say for the Twin Tower, of course the Twin Tower, they're built, got the value there lah. But for wages, for salary, for payment, all that, that one is the other issues, the housing issues.
Social issues like this one.
Also housing issues. You see, we have a lot of condo and a lot of commercials, condo, all that.
Commercial property, all this thing.
All these things. But not everyone that one is not necessary for everyone. Yeah. But for HDB, the flats, all that. But no, until today, it's not enough for people who want to stay in a flat or want to buy a house or what.
Developers always push properties like the condos, all this thing. It's not just for your living. It's for your investment. So that you can survive and you can have that life where you just rent out, no need work, free money come in. that's the dream lah. They want to sell. That's why property has become a commodity rather than a necessity lor. It's become a investment vehicle rather than something you need to survive one anymore. And I don't think that will change anytime soon lah, because property market in Malaysia is still considered quite big lah, right? Especially you go to like developed cities like KL or like Penang, all this thing, like the focus is always to build all this high-rise tower rather than affordable.
But you can go and see some like developed country like Europe's, like Germans, they have those very those flats, very cheap flats to provide their own citizens, to give away to their citizens. Even they can rent the apartments, or you want to buy the apartments, it depends the persons, right? It's not say today we are staying in Malaysia, you die also want to buy a condo, but it's a 500 over 1,000. But even in Germans, you can spend maybe it's less than a quarter of your salary, then you can pay a rent for rent of one apartment.
Yeah, but that requires government actually controlling and managing like prices of property.
Yes, the property is not for you to invest and not for you to after you
to buy flip like that.
Flip like that, you know. It's not for people who make money one.
The thing is like there's no like limit to how much you can flip a property.
Yes, he also have set up certain rules and regulation for people who don't want to because the property actually is not say a property is different. Housing, we're saying housing is for people who stay. Because in Malaysia, I believe like still a lot of people is homeless and still rent a room and cannot afford the house.
Bro, yeah, the other day I see the renting, one of the things being rent. It's like a small room with the balcony is like 600 ringgit. And the room is like two sizes of a coffin. That size. It's that small and 600 ringgit, bro, in Shah Alam. Shah Alam. Like, how can you survive in that kind of like commodity and then renting market like that, man? If that is how much it costs to rent, how much worse is it to actually buy a property at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think we will reach Hong Kong level of property pricing. Like, the only people that can afford to buy is people who already have family who have property, can sell that property and get millions to buy another property in order to survive. If you don't have a rich parent, then you are either you need to cheat people or do something else.
Yeah, but for funny is we have a lot of condo. We still got a lot of
empty condos.
Empty condo.
But the thing is, like for people, is like having the empty condo is much more profitable than actually renting it out for some people. Because you imagine, like, I'm a owner of 5 condos. 3 I have 1 year tenant. 2 is empty for 6 months, and then the other 6 months got someone to rent. In that scenario, I as an owner still earn a lot more than the average worker already, you know. So it's time for me to buy it.
Someone they have this Airbnb.
Yeah, also, yes, the idea of Airbnb. Wow, all capitalism so nice. It only works. Capitalism only works if you're rich, or you can afford to buy all these things.
Like, can Malaysia ban the Airbnb? Because Singapore and China, they all ban the Airbnb.
I would. I wish we can go that hard and go that fast and just say let's ban everything, but there will be too many people complaining already.
But it's very hard for people who are staying like you staying in condos lah. If let's say the whole condo are doing Airbnb, also affected our life also. You see a lot of don't know who's from somewhere else to come over.
Suddenly come here, all this like
your neighbor.
I mean, there needs to be some form of regulations, and like certain areas maybe it's not suited for.
Yes, some like housing area. How come they're suitable to do the Airbnb also?
I mean, but the idea of Airbnb is to the idea of free market there lah. Because when you have Airbnb, it competes with hotels and then forces hotels to reduce pricing lah. Because if not, hotel also will monopoly the market of all these things also, and then they can set the prices however they want, which is also not good also.
But this concept has come out like sharing. the idea of
property
sharing. Not property, like even the vehicle sharing, and then what else? Sharing is the bicycle sharing.
Sharing is socialism, you know.
Socialism, yeah, socialism. Just now,
don't say like that. Socialism already, you know.
We don't waste the single of cent. We are sharing. If it's sometimes like car, like vehicles, you're not 24 hours. You're doing your use your vehicles, ma. Maybe you have some empties. I mean the slot. Maybe the night time you're not using. You can rent for people.
This is what people are afraid of. You know, like the fake idea of socialism and communism is that my property is your property, or like your car is also my car, comrade. Your house is also my house, comrade. That's why people are afraid of this. Like, there's no such thing as private ownership. But
for capitalism, even I got a shop in KL. Even the shop, what do you call that? I was so dirty, or no one to stay in the shop or the house, but still it's mine. This is the capitalism. It's mine.
It's still mine.
Why you care for? This is my thing. I want to throw away. It's mine.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Saya
Like,
punya pasar.
the ownership thing is, there's not to say like it's wrong for you to own something and be proud of it, but it's the reason why you own it. If you own it just so you can just like piss off people like that, it's kind of like, what's the point? Because you just want to show that you are rich enough to do it, is it? Like, it shows like people here who are too rich, got nothing better to do. So, they are so free, all the rich people here. And they always complain life is not good for them. Come on, we buy 4D and then maybe we can become millionaire and also feel the same problems as them.
Billionaire.
Actually, even if you're a millionaire, it's not considered super rich. Now you need to be billionaire already, you know. It's not M anymore, it's B already, you know. The big boy, yeah.
You see, the M only can afford the house. The condo also
The
become
M
one
is
M already.
M is already like middle class already, you know.
You see, you eat one. I mean, compared with old time, 50 ringgit. How much you can buy the grocery nowadays?
I mean, the example I always use is the chicken chop price lah.
Chicken chop.
Last time, today chicken chop costs like 30 to 40 ringgit. Last time I remember it's 5 ringgit you can buy chicken chop already, bro.
I always use nasi lemak or roti kosong, roti canai. Now you see the roti kosong, how much?
It's like 2 ringgit.
2 ringgit.
Last time it's like 50 cents.
Now, 5 ringgit also cannot afford the food nowadays.
5 ringgit. 5 ringgit can menu ramen. The Rama menu. Got rice, got meat, got drink. 5 ringgit. There you go. And the fact is that it's popular among middle income people, you know. That menu is supposed to help hardcore, the very poor people, the hardcore poor who cannot afford to buy anything.
Our generation is still okay, but for the old people, the old generation people, like the senior citizens, how they are going to survive?
That's the problem. Like we realized too late. Like a lot of the social security that we set up for older generation, it's already to see the cracks and the leaks already. Because for one, we always say like, oh, things were cheaper back then, but we also need to realize back then also people weren't paid properly. They were paid like very low wages and not enough to put for savings and not enough to buy housing. End up reached to this point, they cannot survive. They don't have enough social security. EPF is not enough.
Yeah, EPF.
You get 500 ringgit one time. If you're below 10,000 in EPF. And even if you have like over 200,000 in your EPF, it does not even guarantee that you can even survive at all, man. People say like if you want to retire, you need at least 1 million. You imagine nowadays you want to retire, you need 1 million, bro. Like, how did we reach that, man?
I think we move out from Malaysia.
You would think that's the easiest option, right? Oh, we move out of Malaysia, find better thing.
We move to Indonesia, maybe Indonesia cheaper.
It's the same everywhere, Thailand. It's the same everywhere, man.
Now Thailand also so expensive.
It's Southeast Asia, like, sure, maybe you can cheat a bit, like find some cheaper country and then maybe you can stretch as much as you can, but in general, there's nowhere to run for older generation. which is, scary to think because we are also approaching that generation also,
We are already in halfway to the old generation.
But like when we talk about older generation, like what are the problems you see today that's not being tackled by our government?
Yeah, not enough. The expenses is higher compared with those old days. So the food expensive for those people who are only the old peoples where they don't have any children, who go to help them?
Yeah, but the thing is
don't have enough social worker to help the old people.
I mean, that's the
this
thing.
This is a lot of issue for the old people,
It's like elder care is like very non-existent in this country. Like if you want to survive as an old person, you either need to have a family, children who will take care of you, or other family members to live with them lah. Surviving on your own as a older person is very hard lah, because you either need to work or just die.
So sad.
It's like it shouldn't be the case lah, right? Like our country is rich enough to be able to support all the older people in this country, isn't it? Do you feel like we are a poor nation, that we cannot support the older generation?
We not really a poor nation. I know that for our case, the hospitalities is very good compared with other country. But come to the old peoples, they don't have any support, the financial support.
So that's the thing. Like our technology, our services, our infrastructure, of healthcare and then medical care, all this is very good. However, accessibility to those things is not the same as having that at a good level. Just because we have very fancy hospital, but no one can afford it, what's the point also, ma? Like, who is that for then? Is it only for rich people then? The idea is that when you have all these things, it should be able to be afforded to everyone as well, right? Not me? Like, I feel like as an old person, you should be able to get free healthcare and not worry about it, because we can afford to take care of our older generation in that way. But that's not the case. Even the fact that recently there's a lot of doctors going on strike, contract doctors going on strike because they don't get enough pay and they don't get paid for overtime. You lose that workforce is not able to take care of people who really need the care, like older generation. The system all is makes it inaccessible for a lot of people, especially older generation. And then our government is not doing much to fix it. That's the thing. Like they will try to say, oh, we'll figure it out. We will set up a task force to deal with this. Then like that, like the inflation task force, remember Muhyiddin last time, the task force set up to deal inflation with Malaysia. What did they do? What did they do to it? Nothing. They just come out with a report saying that, oh, so these are why we are having inflation, but no solution to how to deal with inflation at all.
But inflation is every country also facing the same problem. But what we give, because the old people are give they contribute to the country. Because they are all the country will give back the contribute. Because old people is contribute to the country ma. So you will give to this old man, got any benefit for this old man?
In
maybe
general,
they are in the free medical, maybe free stay of
or
free
at
housing.
the very least, the opportunity to get affordable housing at a discounted price or something like that or at least ensure that they have a shelter
I think because the Malaysians, the shelter, you mentioned the shelter and the housing is a very big issues. Even for the old people or the young generations. Yeah.
Housing and
the people who cannot afford the housing is a very big issue here. because the housing, they become a condominium, a high-rise condominium.
Or luxury condos.
Luxury condo. Not everyone can. I mean, I think 10 people, maybe 20% people who can afford the luxury condo and the condo. I think 80%, more than 70% people and still stay in the village and still stay in the flats. It's very poor flats, those kind of not very good condition.
And even then, the 20% that can afford it will be debt-ridden, have a huge debt that might pass on to their children as well. It's like there's no escaping the pitfall of like
because because we are some poor people actually, they are the logically not say logically a lot of people is saying the poor people who are served the rich people ma.
Yeah, their existence is just to be the working class forever for the rich people there to enjoy their life, right?
But you not give even the shelter also not give the poor people.
But okay, like if you push up to that, like you wouldn't think that at some point we will reach a point where it comes to revolution, like the French Revolution. Like French right now, like increasing the retirement age has caused people in the France there to burn things on the street and all these things. You think Malaysia will ever do this kind of thing? It's like, I mean, I had some belief in that it's possible with the Bersih movement, the idea for a clean government. But at some point, I think Malaysia has given up in Malaysia itself, which is not.
Actually, Malaysia is good. How many months are the new governments? 3 months already. 4?
About
3-4 months. But I can see the improvement Can see the improvement
Okay a few like no more touch and go monopoly and then like Anwar got the China to invest.
China, Saudi also, is it?
Yeah, Saudi also. I'm a bit worried in those kind of investments, but you know what? It looks good on paper, so for now it's okay But I mean, it's still early We don't know how it works.
Give some time for Anhua I still believe in Anhua.
Well, he needs to control Anwar a bit you know. Don't simply give all this like Najib royal pardon. All this thing is like.
I think they have what you call it,
it's
under table.
Scratch your back, scratch my back. This thing.
Give
do favor
table
there.
agreements, under table agreement.
Then that's already perpetuate our usual corruption. Okay. I think we talked too much already. It's almost an hour actually. We talk already. Alright, so for this episode, we hopefully you enjoy. It's more like a free flow talk. If you guys think that this is a much better form of content, maybe we will try this format later on. But until then, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for joining. Goodbye.